5 minutes after 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this morning. If you were around 32 years ago, you went to the first annual Ocala Shrine Rodeo, and I bet you were a lot younger. Some of you might not have even have been born. The 32nd annual Ocala Shrine Rodeo fundraising event is happening Friday and Saturday, August 29th and August 30th. If I have any mistakes here, I'm going to be corrected by a room full of guys. Keith Poole is in the studio. We've met Keith before. Tracy Pick is here. We've met Tracy, of course, many times. Ken, I think it's our first time meeting you. Good morning, Ken Thomas. And Don Nottingham has been here before. Good morning to all of you, and thank you for coming in. You're here to represent the Ocala Shrines and the rodeo. So good morning to all of you.
Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you.
So is this one of those things that the day you end it last year is the day you begin it for this year?
It seems like that, but I think we should have started earlier than that too.
Earlier than a whole year? Yeah. Oh, really? Really? Why? What? And where is the rodeo going to be held?
It's out at the Livestock Pavilion, Southeastern. It's been every year, I believe.
Is it easier now that it's covered?
Absolutely. Rain or shine, the event is going to take place. We've only had 1 year that the event got canceled, and that's when a hurricane came through. And that was back a few years ago. But other than that, it's gone on every year without a hitch. So, yes, covered arenas make it very nice.
For set up and tear down.
Do you know this? We have a horse show here on Fridays, and rodeo is one of the many things that they talk about. And it just seems like that particular sport or skill is so different, even though it's the same animal, from like what somebody else might be doing, like racing and things like that.
How do you get the horses here in the studio?
They duck their head when they come through the door.
Yeah, it is. It's obviously an equestrian event. Obviously, rodeos are Western style. Cattle operations is what they're based from, but absolutely, horses are unique creatures, obviously, and to be trained, and the professionals that ride them day in and day out, that's what it's about.
And I know I've probably done this with you every year, but I think for the listeners who don't know, what's the connection between the Shriners and the rodeo, and in fact even the Shriners and the hospital? Where's the connection there?
Well, Tracy, you want to talk? You're the rodeo chairman this year.
You're the voice of Morale.
I'm the voice. Well, the Shrine Rodeo was a brainchild of one of our Shriners, Mr. Reuben Lamb. We call him Mr. Rodeo. And there was a group of Shriners back 32 years ago that were looking for ways to raise money for the Shriners Hospital for Children. And Mr. Rubin has been involved with rodeos for a very long time, and he brought the idea, and it's kind of manifested from there. The idea is we put on an event to raise money for our children. So the local hospital that we support is Shriners Hospital for Children Tampa, which is an orthopedic hospital, which is located down in Tampa, obviously. We have about 350 patients locally that we support through those endeavors. And the rodeo has been a tremendous sponsor of that. So it's been awesome. It's one of our largest fundraisers that we do every year, and we're very proud of it.
And I'm guessing it was such a hit the first time, not only with those who attended, but also the dollar amount that it raised, that it was obviously, wow, this is a winning combination, so let's keep doing it.
Well,
right?
it's obviously like any other adventures. It's had its ups and downs.
Yeah.
The rodeo was popular and then lost its momentum, and it's going back and forth. Right now, rodeo is on an uptick nationwide. We are a PRCA sanctioned event, which is Professional Rodeo Cowboy Association. There are 600, I believe, rodeos throughout the country that are PRCA sanctioned. The number of contestants has dwindled, so rodeos are going up, but contestants are dwindling, and so it's a hard balance. So we have an age gap between our younger crowd and our mainstay that we have right now. So we're trying to make the public aware that rodeos are still out there, but it's the cowboy life. You know, you've got to be on the road, you've got to travel, and we are part of a circuit, and it's an awesome thing.
And everything's sanctioned with your rodeo. The cowboys get the points, and they can win prizes and things.
Absolutely. We are a sanctioned rodeo. We are in the Southeastern Circuit, which Southeastern Circuit finals are going to be in November. They're held down in Davie, Florida, but our rodeo is one of the qualifying rodeos. So contestants have to participate in a number of rodeos throughout the circuit in order to qualify to make the circuit finals. Circuit finals can advance to the national finals, which is out in Las Vegas every year, which is the first week of December.
Wow.
So this rodeo is a very important rodeo. It's a professional rodeo. It's a professional event. It's a class act show.
You guys are a class act. And Keith, have you ever been in a rodeo? I mean, are you A rodeo guy at all?
Gravity's not on my side. I'm not a rodeo contestant by any means. So
Don Nottingham is here. What have you ever done a rodeo?
I tried to ride a bull once. I lasted about 2.5 seconds.
Oh, wow.
I was young and dumb then. I got
Did you
conned,
really?
I got conned into it.
Did you get hurt? Did you
No, when I saw the horn coming, I dove.
Oh, dude.
the bull has never been the same. He's now hamburger.
Those cowboys bull riding just happens to be my favorite thing. But
Is that right? Why?
These guys get on these 2,000 plus machines that are trying to kill them, and I love it. And I like it when the cowboys win once in a while. But most of the time, it seems the bulls are the boss.
That looks like the tough one. Yeah, it sure does. But there's got to be an element of skill involved with staying on there.
Yeah, skill I don't have.
Have you ever seen the camel rodeos? Have you? I saw this on
Never
this.
have, huh?
Yeah, it's the same thing. You get on the camel and he bucks until you fall off. I just
Does he spit on you when you fall? I mean,
I don't know, but it looks like a really far fall.
Yeah.
That hump is pretty high up there.
Get the one with 2 humps so you can sit there.
I will say this: when I did my dive off of my bull's back,
Yeah.
the infield of a rodeo ground is a whole lot softer than a football field. So I was pretty happy the way I hit the ground.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
my
when I saw the horn, I said, I got no choice. I'm bailing. I don't want a hole in me. And I hit the ground. It was like hitting a piece of cotton. It was so soft.
Oh,
that part was easy.
just hope that the bull doesn't come down
Yeah,
with his
that's
foot.
what the clowns are for. Clowns keep you off.
That's an amazing job too that they have.
Those
right?
guys are pretty athletic guys, and they do a great service for the cowboys because
Wow.
those bulls can hurt you.
And we as spectators, we just view them as clowns. We say, "Oh, we're laughing at them," right? But the truth is, they're serving a real function.
Absolutely.
absolutely. Those are bullfighters, and they're all professional. So
Ken, let's get to know you a little bit. Ken Thomas, where are you from?
Here in Ocala.
In Ocala?
Been down here about 3 years. Came down from Memphis, Tennessee, and
Oh, nice.
stopped by over there and asked them what could I do, and here we are. So
And is this your first rodeo, or have you been here for a while?
no, been here 3 years.
Isn't that an expression? This isn't my first rodeo. I didn't mean it that way. I meant literally a first rodeo.
It's not my first rodeo.
And have you ridden any animals or
I used to ride horses quite a bit.
you
Racking
did?
horses.
what kind of horses?
A racking horse.
What's a
Like a
racking?
Tennessee Walker. You know, have you seen them?
okay.
They break real high, and the rear end shuffles as you ride on it. It's kind of like in a rocking chair. It's
No, I don't know that
it's one
one.
of them tennis horses. You
Yeah.
heard of tennis? It's a racket horse.
I'm lost. I have no idea. But is it just plain fun for you guys, the rodeo at the time, or are you busy? What are you doing during the rodeo? Are you selling?
What are
food
we
or-
doing during the rodeo?
Yeah.
Well, we have got 2 concession stands on each side of
That's what
our
I
east
thought.
side and
Okay.
the west side. This year, Don's in charge of one side. I'm in charge of the other side. And
Oh, really?
we're working for Tracy, and then Tracy's working for Keith. So
We all work for Mr. Rubin.
we all work,
all work for Mr. Rubin.
We all
So
work
it's-
for the kids.
That's right.
we all
And
for
how
the
is he?
kids.
How is Mr. Rubin? How's he doing?
That's a loaded question, boss. We can't answer that on the air.
Oh, that's good. That sounds like he's doing good. That's
No, Mr. Rubin is great. Mr. Rubin is great. It's a little stressful. The magic time is about 40 days out from the actual event of the rodeo, and Mr. Rubin changes. He's no longer the nice Mr. Rubin that we all love.
Oh no.
His demeanor changes, and we call that the game face or the game mode. And so he
gets real serious
He
real quick.
downshifts a little bit, and then he keeps us all straight on what we need to do. And it's all about the kids, but it's serious business. We put on a professional show, and to make that a professional show, it takes a lot of hard work and dedication from us, but our community and all of our supporters.
And Tracy, is there a day today or today? Is there a day or a time this time for the kids to come by themselves? There was a couple times you've had that.
Yes, that's the children's rodeo. We have it for our patients, and that's actually on Saturday, and it's around 5:00 in the afternoon. We put together along with the professional cowboys, and you see them guys, and I mean they're nothing but just muscled, but they get teared up, and you see those kids coming across, and it's a magical thing. You know, you see some of the toughest guys in the world just get humbled by them kids, and then it puts it all in perspective.
It's a real greatness.
And that
isn't it?
brings us to every year we have a buckaroo and a princess. And our princess this year is Miss Ariana Barnes, and she's from down there in Bellevue. And then our buckaroo is Christian Santiago. And inside of the program, his mother wrote a bio, and we really didn't get to see it. It went directly in, but we did have the programs for the sponsors dinner that Big Joe was at there tonight. And I was going to get some information out of that, and there was no way I could have read that at that dinner, because I would have started crying. And I'm not one that really tears up too easily, but unlike these, like Keith, but
Big softy.
but it just puts everything in perspective, and it really shows you what we do, and it.
So what was in the bio? I mean,
Well, the nuts and bolts of it was that he had a disease that affected his bones, and I'm ad-libbing here. I don't have it in front of me, but I don't know what the disease was, but he was being treated down at a hospital in Orlando. And the mother went back down there, and her insurance had changed, and the hospital wouldn't treat him the morning. He was in a full body cast, and they wouldn't take the body cast off of him because of they had changed the insurance, and that hospital no longer took the insurance. Well, she'd stopped at Turkey Lake, the toll plaza, and she was crying. I mean, here she has her son, and she's pulling around in a wagon because he refused to walk anymore.
How old is he?
He was, at that point, it was 2007. He's 9 now, so he was probably about 5 or 6 years old. Okay. And she was pulling him around, and there was a gentleman, she said, that stopped and said, "Ma'am, can I help you?" And she says she was just so upset that she just literally started talking to the stranger, and that stranger happened to be a Shriner, and he went right then and there, got on the phone, called the Tampa hospital, made arrangement for the mother to go take her son over there. They accepted him, and they've treated him ever since. Oh. And when you hear that perspective coming from a mother, I mean, I'm a father, and you just, when it comes to your children, you do anything. And whenever you can't do anything and nobody's there to help you, it's got to be a traumatizing thing. And that mother just basically at that point in time put that out there, and it put perspective into what we do. We don't worry about you could be one of the richest people in the world, or you could have nothing. And we don't care about that. We care about helping those kids.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
That's what it's all about.
That's an awesome story. I mean, I believe in God, and I believe that people meet each other that way for a reason. It's got to be some reason.
Yeah. Well, there's no coincidence. There's absolutely no coincidence. Everything happens for a reason. We are a small slice of this whole pie, and so we have about 220 members at the Ocala Shrine Club. But as a group, as the Shriners International, we raise almost $2 million a day. And so you put that into perspective for our 22 hospitals. We're fully funded by Shriners and community support. So it's an amazing endeavor. Our forefathers had a brainchild, and we've just carried that on, and we try to do our part. So is it fun? Absolutely. We have a good time. We enjoy ourselves, but we know what our mission is at hand, and we take that very seriously.
We have to take a little break, and when we come back, we'll learn a little bit more about what the Shriners do in general and what the Shrine Rodeo is about. But I just want to tell you, Keith, I know the whole theory that there are no coincidences, but I discovered one, and I'd like to share it with you.
Awesome.
Wonderful.
The distance between the brain and the stomach is about 18 inches. Same size as a large pizza. I think that's a coincidence.
No.
You think God made it that way on purpose?
Absolutely. It brings it full circle.
All right, we'll take a little break. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. It'll be partly sunny today with a thunderstorm in spots this afternoon and this evening. The high today 90 to 94. And partly cloudy overnight, low 73 to 77. Tomorrow mostly sunny and hot with a high of 92 to 96. On Wednesday, times of clouds and sun with a chance of a thunderstorm near the coast. The high on Wednesday 92 to 96. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Let's face it, nowadays it can be hard to find American-made products, and that's something that Cabinet Sales of North Florida is well aware of. That's why they're an authorized dealer of Wellborn Cabinetry, family-owned and American-made since 1961. Cabinet Sales of North Florida is your answer for complete turnkey kitchen remodels and whole house cabinetry. Their cabinets are finished with solvent-based enamels for a long-lasting finish that's second to none. Available in an incredible selection of door styles and colors to choose from to turn your dream kitchen into a reality. In-house design and drawing services are available. Come by and see our displays for yourself. yourself at the Floors of the Villages, 3935 County Road 216 in Oxford, or Exquisite Design Kitchen and Bath in Bellevue, right across the street from the Bellevue Library. So whether you're looking for bookcases, kitchen, bath, or outdoor kitchen, Cabinet Sales of North Florida is your one-stop source of quality cabinets. For a free estimate, call 352-427-2647. That's 352-427-2647. Cabinet Sales of North Florida.
Sign up for this year's Marion County Heart Walk and be part of a local movement that's helping others live longer, healthier lives. Join me, Corey Poole, your 2014 Marion County Heart Walk Chairman, and walk with me on Saturday, October the 4th at the Baseline Road Trailhead. It's a free event promoting physical activity and heart-healthy living. To find out how you can help fight the #1 killer of all Americans, visit us online at marionheartwalk.org.
It's rodeo time in Florida. The 32nd annual Ocala Shrine Rodeo returns with the best of man, muscle, and a stampede of horsepower. August 29th and 30th, witness America's #1 sport and the greatest show on dirt. Showtime, 7:30 each night at the Southeastern Livestock Pavilion. For rodeo information, call 352-402-8808. August 29th and 30th. Don't miss the Ocala Shrine Rodeo.
Yeah, don't miss the Shrine Rodeo. And it is happening on Friday the 29th at 7:30 and Saturday, August 30th at 7:30 also. And the Shrine Patient Special Rodeo that we just heard about will be on Saturday at 6 p.m. Is everybody invited to that one? Or is that just for a select group?
Well, what that is, that's an opportunity where we take our patients, our local patients, and we pair them up with a cowboy or a cowgirl inside the arena. So the actual special rodeo or the kids rodeo is for our patients only.
Okay.
It is open for the public to watch. It's where we do a simulated rodeo inside the arena with some barrel racing. We have do horse rides in there. We do different things, but that time is for our patients. That gives them that one-on-one intimate time with the cowboys themselves, and then we're down there kind of monitoring and helping them through the process. So
That's cool. And
We use specially trained bulls for that.
you mentioned the little boy. Who's the little girl? Do you want to talk about her?
Yeah, I did. Actually, it's Ariana Barnes.
You did say her name, yeah.
Yep. And she goes to Bellevue Elementary. She's 9 years old as well. I mean, she smiles ear to ear. And the Russell's Western Wear, they outfit for the last couple of years. They've outfitted our Buckaroo and Princess, and then we let them go in there and actually we had a couple of ladies that hooded that up for us. Miss Patricia Haley and Barb Davison headed that up for us, and got them down there and got them all set up. And you see those kids whenever they get decked out, they're just it's excitement.
Beaming. They're beaming when they're
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you'll be working the concessions. I mean, everybody. That's what your jobs are. And what's in the concessions?
Hamburgers, hot dogs,
sausages, barbecue
funnel
sandwiches,
cakes,
French fries,
funnel cakes. Yeah.
We like to make sure everybody gets plenty to eat, and you go away with a full stomach and a happy mind, and we make some money with it.
And the money all goes to the hospitals, obviously.
100% of it.
Oh wow! So I mean, it's really a labor of love. You put a lot into it.
Absolutely. We actually start setting up for the rodeo this coming Saturday. So it's a full week and a half event for us in actual setup and in the mechanics of what needs to happen. So we'll start setting the arena up on Saturday. We'll work throughout the week setting up our concession stands and our fryers and our cookers, and then the gates actually open up at 5:30 on Friday night.
Yeah, so our vendors will get in there. So you have vendors that come into the rodeo and they sell different stuff, everything from hats, boots, you name it,
Right,
jewelry, the whole 9 yards. So
Can people come in at the last minute and say they want to ride a horse or ride a bull or something? Or how does that work?
No, ma'am. You have to be a PRCA sanctioned. You have to be part of the PRCA.
Oh, okay.
That actually closes 2 weeks before the event, and that's through PROCOM, which is the PRCA scheduling coordinators, for lack of better words. There's more in depth to that, and Mr. Rubin's probably laughing out of his seat right now with me talking about it. But they actually have to register and to be a part of the event. There are multiple rodeos going on. I think there's 3 other rodeos going on that weekend throughout the area. So what they will do is they will schedule their time to where they can ride our rodeo and ride the other rodeos throughout the weekend.
Oh, my.
So it's a busy time. It's a busy time.
Now, a couple of years ago, wasn't there a milestone mark for Ruben Lamb? Didn't you celebrate his 30? Was it, what year would that have been?
32nd?
Yeah.
Well, this year's the 32nd.
Yeah, so maybe it was the 30th.
Probably the 30th.
I remember I did a portrait.
Every year's a new.
Yes, we
Every year's a new year.
We had the 30th annual. That was Barry Decker's year.
Yep.
And he put together a fabulous rodeo. Keith was over the rodeo last year. He put together a fabulous rodeo.
Oh, really? Each year, somebody takes over the
next
head.
Next year, with good Lord willing, it'll be Ken Thomas's, and then it'll be Don Nottingham's.
Oh, Don.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's a progression. When you become first vice president, they try their best to make you quit. make you radio chairman.
So what duties do you have when you're the head guy as opposed to everybody else?
You have to learn how to beg. You have to know how to really sweet talk your wife. And I would add this, we talked about it when we were off air, but we're the ones with the red fezzes on, but if it wasn't for our wives and the women that support us, we'd be in a big world of hurt. So kudos to them, because they really keep everything going. And like I said, I had a couple of special ladies from the Shrine Club who stepped forward and just helped me out tremendously.
Oh, so there are female Shriners?
Well, no, there's they don't. Yes and no, but as far as the Shriner's concerned, no, there's not. It's a men's organization.
Okay.
Not opening up for getting thrown at her.
we wouldn't be who we were without our women behind us.
I got you. But is there a...
And sometimes they're out front, okay? So I'll put that straight. We're just following.
We have appendant bodies of the shrine for the ladies.
Okay.
We have the Daughters of the Nile. We have...
Okay, I guess that's what I wanted to know. So there's another group. Do they have a
Absolutely.
funny hat too?
Well, some of them do, yes. Absolutely. Well, you want to call it
We
fun,
let them do their thing. We don't really get involved with
They
that.
have white ones.
I mean, it's a handsome looking hat.
Smart answer there is no comment.
Ken is wearing his hat.
I'll leave that alone.
What do you call it? A
I think it's
fez?
a fez, right?
Fez.
Fez, like Pez with an F.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
dispenser. Yeah.
Can we ask questions about it? Because-
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We just can't answer them.
Does it mean? Do the things I'm looking at mean? Does the silver diamondy stuff? Does that mean anything?
Just means you paid more money.
It looks real good.
Does the side that the tassel hangs on mean something? Like when you graduate, it goes on one side or the other?
Ken's married.
I'm married.
Is that what it means, or are you just saying it?
No, we're just messing.
No.
We're just messing with you.
It's all the bling bling with it.
That's right.
We would like to add though is actually Keith Poole's wife, Miss Leslie. She's taken on a very big responsibility. If we're talking about the ladies, she's actually handling all the box seats this year, and that's a mammoth task. So if anybody would like to get box seats,
How is that special?
Well, it's like
you're closer.
It's like a football game.
Okay.
I mean, you have box seats. You know where you're sitting, and you have them. So,
Yeah.
But if they'd like to, they can call and leave a message at 402-8808. And she will call you back, and you can get box seats. If you'd like to have Friday night, we have a family ticket special. It's $30, and that's for 2 adults and 2 children, 11 and under. That's for Friday night only. And we also have regular general admissions. But the kids' night is $5 admission from kids 6 to 11 if they're accompanied by an adult. And you can get tickets at the gate. But you can also, if you'd like to get your tickets in advance, it's cash only. You can go to the Tax Shack. You can go to Russell's Western Wear. You go to all Seminole feed stores, Clover Leaf Tack in Williston, Bellevue Bottle Gas in Bellevue, Boot Barn in Ocala, Gainesville, Fruitland Park, and Spar Building and Farm Supply in Spar and Wildwood.
And if you're listening in about 15 minutes, we'll be giving away a couple of tickets during our segment called Fun with Joe.
Or you can get them here.
You can get them here. Yeah.
You win.
You have to win them here. You have to win them here. So as far as putting this all together, is that something that this part is already done? The tickets are already printed? Oh, and the boxes. I wanted to ask you, is the food delivered to you, like in some, like if you go to what is it?
Box seats are basically right on the rail, right on the arena rail. They're sit up seats with a back on them, so some people will have a hard time sitting.
Oh, a little better seat.
You're up front.
Yeah, but right there, see, if the bull's coming over close, you'll think he's coming after you.
Oh man!
Wow.
Oh,
And they're actually reserved box seats, so your seat is saved for you. The rest of the arena is not reserved. It's first come, first served. So when you come, they are reserved box seats. You have a number and a ticket. We will have ushers throughout the stands that will be bringing food. If you would like to buy something, you could buy it up in the stands, but most people would go down to the concession stands to get what they need.
Thank you for what you do. You make the world better by doing what you do, and it sounds cliche, but I mean it. And the website I have is ocalarodeo.com. Is that a
That is one website that you can go to. It's
You have to go there to go to another one, but it's the Ocala Shriners.
Yep, OcalaShriners.com.
OcalaShriners.com. That's what we need. Okay.
Yeah, that'd be the best way to get it.
Keith Poole, thank you for coming in. Tracy Pick, good to see you again.
Larry,
Ken
thanks for
Thomas,
having us.
you got 2 years and you'll be the head guy.
No, next year.
Oh, next year.
Actually, in 3
And then
weeks, he's
Don
going to
will
get a
be
big
2
box.
years.
And Don Nottingham,
be 2 years.
the celebrity football player here. So
Yes.
go buy a hot dog from
NFL.
Don. Thank you guys. Thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. Missouri's governor is bringing in the National Guard to help restore peace. That's after another violent night in Ferguson where an unarmed teen was fatally shot by a police officer more than a week ago.
Shootings and throwing of Molotov cocktails and the destruction of businesses. We had to act.
Missouri State Patrol Captain Ron Johnson, and a private autopsy has been done that reportedly shows Michael Brown was shot 6 times in the front and not from close range, which would conflict with what alleged witnesses claim they saw.
Fox Radio's Jeff Manasso in St. Louis. A 30-year-old teacher back from West Africa is being treated for Ebola in New Mexico.
We think that it's likely that she has another illness, but we want to be extremely careful.
State Health official Joan Baumbach says the woman had symptoms similar to Ebola. Home builders are feeling more confident. The trade group says builders' outlook for new sales is at its highest level since January, citing better business conditions. Fox News.